Good afternoon, all of you. I'm here with an interesting topic again. This is about field trip. As soon as you hear this term, field trip, I think you might have some sweet memories in front of you, right? Yeah, that is the human psychology. Field trip is an entertaining one, so it's completely about excitement and entertainment. So no one can against this. So, but in the field of education, what is the relationship between, what's the connection between the field trip and education? Yes, of course, we have a bondage. Okay, there's a bondage between the field trip and education. Yeah. I hope you all are aware of TLM, teaching learning material. Yes. So with the help of those TLM, that is with the help of those materials, we can make your teaching more effective and attractive one. And I'm happy to inform you that this field trip is also one of the teaching aids. Okay, in the traditional classroom, we might have seen the blackboard, chart, or the TLMs, right, which was used by those teachers. But now, the field trip is also one of the teaching aids. Okay, that is what we people are going to discuss now. Okay, and before entering the topic, let me define the term field trip. It's an educational procedure. Actually, field trip is an educational procedure by which the learners obtain the first hand information by the direct observation. Field trip means we can go to that particular field in person, right? But inside the classroom, it is not possible. We can, in that smart board or whiteboard or television or whatever it is, or in the computer, whatever it is, we can see some images or videos through that media. That's all. But this field trip will help you to get some first hand information by observing that particular object or place or things or whatever it is, but you can make some direct observation. Okay, so that is the difference, right? And what is the purpose why this field trip is being arranged for schools and all? I think you might have undergone some field trip in your school days and all, but in this situation it is not possible to arrange all those things, and even in colleges also field trip, it has become a dream now. But before 2 years, you might have gone to some field trip in your arts college or in your school days and all. So, what's the purpose of arranging that particular field trip in the real life? I'm sorry, in that academic purpose, in the educational institutions, right? So, let me list out the purpose of that. To provide the real life situations, okay, in order to give a real lifetime situations in front of you, the school has been arranging the field trip. Okay, then only the students, the learners, will be able to develop the skill of facing those challenges. That's why. Okay, and it has become a supplement to the classroom instruction. Yeah, usually the instructions will be given only in the classroom atmosphere. Okay, whatever it is, the instructions or teaching, whatever it may be, it will be given to you only in the classroom environment. So in order to give a supplement to that, okay, that is an alternative. Okay, we people are trying to give an alternative method. Okay, we are trying to give the content but in some other way. That is one of the ways is field trip. Okay, and it's a as a preview of a lesson and gather instructional material also. This field trip will give you various information, and especially about it helps to verify the previous information also, which we have discussed in the classroom already, and you might have analyzed it also. But this field trip will help you. For example, you can say that the teacher can say, this particular experiment is being activated like this particular machine will be working like this, like that. The teacher can explain so and so inside the classroom by simply explaining. Okay, but all these explanation will come to a demonstration, will come to a presentation form only in the field trip. Okay, if you are visiting some industry, you can see the demo. We can see the working operation, that operating style of a machine, that working style of a machine, or whatever it is. So you can get some direct experience. Okay, so your previous information or your previous experience, whatever it is, you can give a presentation, you can give a virtual experience only in the form of field trip. Okay, and it also serves, it will give the positive attitude, values and specific skills also. It will develop the specific skills of the students also. Okay, how we people are using this field trip as a teaching methodology. Yes, coming to the education, okay, coming to our field, how it is being used in our teaching. Okay, that's what we are people are going to discuss now. And while planning for a field trip, it should have some objective. In the previous classes itself, I told you, whatever the work is, whatever the process is, whatever the activity is, that should have some objective. So, like that, if we are arranging for a field trip, for that also we must have some objective. And especially while you are planning for an educational trip, surely there should be some objectives. Okay, and after that, so we have to plan for that, no? So in order to, what are all the planning? Okay, you will be planning for so many things. So I have listed some things, that is, you have to get some permission if you are visiting an industry or a museum or whatever it is. You have to get permission from the concerned person, and you have to arrange for the transport, then booking, boarding and all, then parental notification. You have to get permission from all the parents, especially through oral as well as in the written form. And the safety and emergency arrangements also, all everything should be planned, right? So all these things are necessary for that field trip, for arranging a field trip. Okay, and for that you have to plan for a schedule and a route plan. So there should be some guidance with you. If you are planning for a field trip, you have to plan for the schedule and the route plan also. That is, a schedule means it's nothing but at what time you have to reach there. Okay, and at what time the museum will be opened, to whom you have to ask for that, how many students will be allowed at a stretch. Like that, you must have you must follow some schedule. Okay, and that route plan also, through which route we have to go. Like that, you have to plan for everything. And assign some responsibilities also to all the individuals. If so many people are coming, it is not possible for only one person to manage to organize this field trip successfully. So you have to assign some responsibilities to the other people also. Maybe that other people may be the staff members or the class representatives, whoever it is. That's not a problem at all, but you have to assign some responsibilities to all the others also. Okay, they have to take that responsibility, they should be ready to take that responsibility. Okay, and then you have to have a list of candidates. If 50 people are going means, you must have their names, their contact numbers, everything. And main especially, you must have that contact number of the emergency or hospital, or in case of any emergency or special needs, you have to contact some hospitals, right? So you must collect the numbers, the contact numbers of the hospitals in the nearby areas also. Okay, and before starting your field trip, you have to inform your students that after the field trip, you have to submit a report on it. So please be careful and take notes on everything. Please note down all the important things. So like that, you have to give some instruction to your students. Okay, and points to be considered before a field trip. So that's what we have discussed so far. And let me list out few more things now. What will be learned? So while giving some instruction to the students, you have to instruct them through this field trip, what will be learned. Like that, you have to write. That is, you have already instructed them to write a report on the field trip, no? So in that report, all these things should be mentioned. Like that, you have to give some instruction. So the first thing is, what will be learned in that field trip. Okay, and the next one is, what teaching method will be used. This is especially for the staff member. Okay, so why, what is the reason behind it? So we are carrying the students to so many places, right? And those places should match the learning. That is very important. Okay, while selecting the places for the field trip, it is the responsibility of the organizer as well as the management to select the place which should be apt, which should be suitable for learning. Okay, and at the same time, it should be affordable also. Okay, and I have listed some places here. Let me give that also. Let me explain that also. So, it might be some treatment plant or pollution control board like that also. So, if you are directing, if you are guiding your students to visit those places, means they can learn something. They'll be able to learn what should be done and what should not be done, how we people should react, how we people should not do, what we have to do and what we should not do, all those things. Okay. So, with the help of these things we can learn, um, we can learn something from our direct experience. Okay. And the next one is, after that, after arranging all those things, you have to fix the visit dates also in advance. This is the main thing. As I told you, if you are visiting industry, means you have to fix the dates in advance. Okay. As well as include it in the timetable also. Okay. Then transportation, bus, van or cars according to the number of the students, that is very important. And communicate the time for departure from the college. So it is the responsibility of the organizer to communicate the time properly from the departure time, and as well as the same thing, the reaching time to the parents also, it is also in their hands. Okay. And yeah, as I told you, I have listed some places where you can go for the field trip and all. Yeah, let me show you some essentials required for the field trip. You have to give instruction to the students now. So at that time you have to ask them to bring a diary and pen to record the observations which they have made in the field trip, because it is not possible to observe everything and keep all those things in the mind, because they are students now. They'll be a little bit distraction, they'll be having some distractions also. So it is not possible for them to store everything in their mind. So you have to insist your students to bring a diary and pen along with them. Okay. And other sources also, not only diary and pen, they can bring camera, money, clothing, that is the general thing. Okay. And yeah, let me show those areas now. You can make an arrangement for that field trip to some natural setting, and then to distance some meadows also, then to fishing out, to an industry, as I told you, to an industry, and forest, museum, wood house, a farm, zoo, all those things. It depends upon your necessity. You can make arrangements. And here I have listed some advantages also. Yeah, that is also very important, right? So the advantages here, it enriches the classroom learning, because usually if you're conducting the same type of, if you're following the same type of teaching method inside the classroom, means the students surely they'll be get bored. So you have to enrich that learning classroom environment, right? So in order to enrich your learning, your students learning, you have to arrange for a field trip. Okay. And it also provides a good opportunity to the learners to get information, first hand information from natural setting. That's what I told in the beginning itself. And yeah, if your students felt bored in your classroom, it's better you can arrange for a field trip and make it as an memorable one. Okay. And it also help them to keep all those things in their memory. If you are taking if you are using some lecture method, surely they will be able to forget everything except one or two concepts. But if you are doing the same thing, if you are conducting the same teaching process in the through the field trip, surely they can learn so many things, and it will be helpful for them to keep all those things in their mind. Okay, it will stay in their mind for a long time. That's what I want to try. And it provides an opportunity to solve the individual's problems by interacting with the group. So it also providing the students to interact with their group. And now some advantages, some disadvantages also we have. If it is not planned properly, everything will be suffered, everyone will be suffered, everything will be collapsed. That is the main disadvantage. And somehow it will be some expensive also. Safety and security is also very important. So with this we have come to a conclusion. It's better, if you want to be an effective teacher, it's better with the help of your management, you can arrange some field trip for your students and make your teaching an effective one. Thank you guys, thank you so much.